Are you looking for a new football news app? I can't lie, that's a very odd thing to just say in normal conversation, but I mean, then you've got to make sure to check out One Football down in the description below for all of your news, whether you're a Barca fan, Liverpool fan, or an Alfreton. I don't know if it has them, I'm not gonna lie. Just download it anyway. So, hello there everyone, and welcome. It is Aaron here, and today it is time for me to bring you another FIFA 19 career mode experiment, because today we are going to be expanding on an experiment we did in the past. We've already seen what would happen if the entirety of the Premier League retired in career mode. Now, we're going to be seeing what happens when every single player in the whole game decides to hang up their boots at exactly the same time. That is right, literally every player in the world of football has had enough. They've seen the light. As you can see, the entire Liverpool team that we are using is retiring, but also everyone everywhere else is retiring as well. I mean, if we take the Premier League example and we just search all Premier League teams, you can see old Rolando Aaron's here. Well, he's not very old, actually. He's only 22, but even still, Dharma here is retiring. Even Dan Agye of Burnley has had enough. But it's the same with any league anywhere else in the world as well. I mean, we see Alessandro Brucia here, he's had enough, he's retiring. Same as Maximilian Alschweder. Is that how you pronounce that name? I tried, okay? Everybody's done, everybody's retiring, and we are gonna sim as many seasons as we can to see what is actually gonna happen when the game is taken over by regens and when every single player retires. If you go on to enjoy the video, slap a like on it, subscribe if you are new to the channel. It's the big red button under the video and it massively helps me out. Season 1 is done, but I mean, realistically, this season is irrelevant. I guess it's somewhat of a comparison as to the carnage that is about to unfold after this. Manchester City, though, won the league out of Chelsea. They were 15 points clear of third place Spurs, then Everton, Leicester, Manchester United, Arsenal, and ourselves, Liverpool, that we're using for this experiment all the way down there in 8th position. Relegated, though, were Newcastle, Huddersfield, and Cardiff, so I don't know how they'll be affected. I'll tell you what I'm really interested in, actually. This is going to cause carnage for the international tournaments, because, as you can see, the FAs have announced all their squads for the tournaments, and well, they're not even going to be playing at the tournaments, are they? Because they're all about to retire, so all the international teams are going to have to start choosing some new players. So about 5-10 minutes later, it took absolutely ages to sim into the next season, which is in fairness understandable because they had to regenerate the entire population of the database. And one thing I mentioned whilst it was simulating the second season was the fact that the World Cup was going on. No, sorry, not the World Cup, the South American Cup, right? All the FAs had announced their real teams, and the teams are still there on the right-hand side, but none of those players are actually there. They've all retired now, so you've actually got regens on the screen. Interestingly enough, if you go on to Rondon on the May Player of the Month award and try and click on him, it comes up with this. Not found as the club, age 2020. Apparently he's a right striker. His form is 5. What that means, I don't know. Oh my word. What has happened here? So we have got, right, Solomon, what is this? We've got Solomon Rondon still existing. It's like he's gone to heaven. He's negative 2 pounds in weight. That can't be healthy. 0-star weak foot, 0-star skill moves. He's there. His face scan is there. I don't know what kit he's wearing. Does anyone know what kit that actually is? This is so mad. I'm gonna approach to buy him. I've approached to buy a player who doesn't even exist in the game anymore. Should we just offer what he'd be worth, like, if he existed? Let's go for like 8 mil. They've accepted that. What team have I even just met the representative of? We can even meet him for the contract renewal. He's wearing the kit, and Joachim Low is his agent. What is going on? He's a manager. He's the German manager. They haven't even asked for a squad role, and I've just accepted. What have I even accepted? This is the best thing ever. He's wearing the kit. Put a suit. You're an actual full kit wanker, mate. He's 2019 years old. Oh my god. What is this? What is going on? Who knows what to offer this man? They've contested it, but the subtitles aren't appearing for some reason. I'm gonna accept whatever they've just proposed. I've just signed Salomon Rondon after Salomon Rondon retired. Apparently he signed. Apparently for 8 million. We've just wasted 8 million on signing a player that doesn't even exist anymore. He's still on my shortlist, so we haven't signed him. Okay, so he's not in the team, is he, realistically? Now, season 1 is done. Season 1 is finished. I mean, well, okay, this is actually season 2, technically. But I mean season 1 of the whole everybody's retired situation. And this is how the Premier League has ended. Bournemouth have won the league with 21 wins, 1 point clear of Fulham, who finished second in the league. Watford are third, and Nottingham Forest finish in fourth. Whilst Manchester United, would you believe it, are relegated. There's an ongoing joke that they get relegated every time. Crystal Palace go down second bottom, and we go down bottom without a single win. The FA Cup was won by Cardiff City, who are a Premier League team right now in real life, but are actually in the Championship at the moment in this save. The Carabao Cup was won by Nottingham Forest on penalties over Burnley. The Champions League was still won by a relatively big team, Inter beating Bayern 2-1 in the final. You can see Lyon and Spurs also made it to the semis. And then over in the Europa League, Arsenal beat Wolfsburg 2-0 in the final. In terms of the other leagues, down in the Championship, Blackburn Rovers were promoted with 107 points over Sheffield Wednesday, also going up automatically. And you can see Huddersfield go straight down again with Swansea and Portsmouth. Over in France, Paris Saint-Germain clearly got a bit of the rub of the green with the regens. They're still top. They won the league by 7 points over SM Caen. The Bundesliga was a bit more of a surprise. Ingolstadt won that over Hamburg and Köln. Serie A still won by Juventus and by quite some distance over Lazio. Empoli in third of all teams. Then Champions League winners Inter. And La Liga has still been won by Barcelona, but a bit of a free-for-all after that. Villarreal, then Girona, Real Madrid, Athletic Bilbao, and Tenerife. It suddenly occurred to me I never actually showed you the team that we got from last year during our time in the Premier League, and it's no real surprise we were relegated with 11 points with this team, really. We finished 6th. How bad are the other teams in this league, fam? So the Premier League in the second real season of this experiment has actually been won by Arsenal. 78 points accumulated over Watford in second. Manchester City and Spurs round out your top 4. Cardiff, Blackburn, and Sheffield Wednesday go back down. So even though the teams have kind of been randomised in terms of who's good and who's bad now, we've definitely got a situation of there's still a league split. The teams promoted from the Championship up to the Premier League just relegated straight away, which makes sense. You've still got, in essence, the same players in each league, the same player pool. Over in France, the league wasn't won by Paris Saint-Germain this time. Lyon beating Dijon. Stuttgart won the Bundesliga. This time had a Bayern, Werder Bremen, and Leverkusen. Dortmund were mid-table, same for Schalke and Wolfsburg. And then over in Spain, Valencia won the league over Barcelona, Girona, and Villarreal. Real Madrid there in 5th, out of Athletic Bilbao, Getafe, and Tenerife. The Champions League was won by French minnows SM Caen. They beat Köln in the final, so definitely some randomisation going on here. Meanwhile, over in the Europa League, it was Tenerife who beat Dijon 1-0 in the final. So I've managed to compile a list of some of the best players in the game, and already there's some ridiculous players. Ken Barilla here, 89. The regional David De Gea finds himself at Nottingham Forest. That's Javier Perez Navarro, 88 rated. Jose Pina Isla, centre mid from Spain, 88 rated, playing for Real Oviedo. Valentin Pabé playing for Arsenal, 87 rated defensive midfielder. I assume that's going to be N'Golo Kante realistically. Santiago Arizmendi, 23-year-old Uruguayan, 87 rated centre back. I imagine that's Godin, but he's actually in the free agents list right now. Sean Bean, not the actor, the actual Sean Bean. He's 86 rated, but he's from Jamaica. I'm not, it's going to be a glitch player, obviously, but I don't know who that is even meant to be. Patrick Gjomba is an interesting one because he's Slovakian centre mid playing for Milan. It's obviously Marek Hamšík's region, but if we go down a little bit, you can see that he's got a brother, Marian Gjomba, another Slovakian. That's the region of Milan Skriniar from Inter Milan. Meanwhile, Jean de Vite from Amiens is the region of Kylian Mbappe, 84 rated and 20 years of age. Another season gone, and Arsenal have won the league again, this time by 9 points over North London rivals Tottenham Hotspur. Bournemouth 3rd, Manchester City 4th, then Middlesbrough, Watford, Villa, and Southampton. Palace, Brighton, and Wigan go down. We're currently sat in the Championship, and it saw 2 Welsh sides promoted promoted automatically. Swansea and Cardiff go back up with Sheffield Wednesday, Blackburn, Reading and Hull in the playoffs. Bundesliga sees yet another different winner. This has been the most random of all the leagues so far. Werder Bremen come out on top, had Hertha Berlin, Bayern, Dortmund back up in the top 4. And finally in Spain, Barcelona rise back to the top, had Athletic Bilbao and Real Madrid, then Girona, Villarreal and Tenerife. I think we're definitely starting to see a bit of a pattern emerging. The same teams finishing in the same sort of areas, the same teams getting promoted and then relegated and then re-promoted and then re-relegated again. Arsenal's reign of dominance is ended by their North London rivals Spurs as they win the league in whatever season this is. There'll be a tag at the top right of the screen. Meanwhile, in our league, Brighton convincingly win it. 109 points scored out of Wigan. Somehow, with our very average team, we're still consistently up in the playoffs in 3rd this time, so we might get promoted. And we did actually win the Championship playoffs on penalties against Crystal Palace, so we're back in the Premier League. Meanwhile, in European competition, Spanish side Girona won the Champions League over Werder Bremen. There you can see Hertha Berlin and Spurs were also in the semi-finals. Meanwhile, the Europa League was also won by a Spanish side, this time Getafe beating Dijon, who lost in a final earlier on in this video. Dijon at least do get some sort of consolation by winning their own domestic league ahead of Lyon, Lorient and Paris Saint-Germain. Bundesliga was won by Bayern, this time Fortuna Dusseldorf up in 2nd place, fair enough, ahead of Werder Bremen and Stuttgart. Serie A again won by Juventus ahead of the 2 Milan clubs, then Cagliari, Sampdoria and Bologna. And then in Spain, Villarreal win the league, I think for the first time, over Real Madrid and Real Betis, whilst Barcelona fell all the way down to 8th. This though is the final season we're gonna sim. I'm not gonna lie to you, ladies and gents, we're definitely getting in some sort of pattern with this, so I think we're gonna end things after this season. Fulham come out on top, repping West London over Everton, Nottingham Forest and Southampton. The Champions League saw Inter victorious over Everton on penalties, and the Europa League final was won in all German affair by Hertha Berlin on pens over Werder Bremen. And finally, we'll take a look at some of the best players in the world at this point. Jean de Wiet, the regen of Kylian Mbappe, 94 rated, playing for Amiens still. We've got the Ronaldo regen here, Cavaco Cancelo, 94 rated as well, playing for Italian side Sassuolo. The regen of Neymar is at Paris Saint-Germain as well, and De Gea's regen is still at Nottingham Forest. We've got Milan Skriniar's regen in the form of Marion Guillaume here at Bologna. The Gabi Jesus regen is at Southampton, and the Mats Hummels regen is still at Bayer Leverkusen. Diego Godin's regen, Arizmendi, is still in the free agents list, would you believe, whilst Bernardo Silva is still at Everton. Thiago Silva is over at Lorient. Actually, no, that's not Thiago Silva, that's Marquinhos, because he's a defensive mid as well. Rodrigo Pereira Jr. is still a very good player, 90 rated for Brazil. Blakari here is Donnarumma's regen, still in the free agents list, and we've got Courtois' regen still at Bilbao. The regen for Eden Hazard finds himself at Fulham, 90 rated. Rashford is at Tottenham. Kante is at Arsenal. We've got Tube here from Lazio. Jay Randall, I think, is the regen of Trent Alexander-Arnold, I want to say. He's 89 rated and at Watford. Uruguayan centre mid Sebastian Brugman is at Empoli. Gaston Oroz, would you believe, is actually Messi's regen, 89 rated. By far not the best player in the game right now, but he's still quite young in comparison to a lot of the other regens. Here's Neuer's regen there, Tobias Mueling playing for Hertha Berlin. And with that, I think that is probably how this video is going to end. That is what happens if every single player on FIFA 19 career mode retires at the same time. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let me know what other crazy experiments you want to see down in the comment section below. But apart from that, it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.